So since I swapped to Crusader, I did this because I wanted to farm dungeons faster. I think it's fitting that I explain the best move in the entire game across all classes, and that is the banner. And I feel like this move is a little misunderstood. Based on reading the comments, it seems like people are not getting the full picture here. So I wanted to break this down for you guys and explain just exactly how it works. I think a lot of people don't get to see the skills of these classes because they're not playing them. And then they're also missing out on the legendary affixes that people are putting on this move here. So let's just read it out. So plant a holy banner that inspires nearby allies for 11.2 seconds, increasing critical hit chance by 100%, but decreasing critical hit damage to 135%. Normally it's at 200% base, and then all the other percentages that you add on top of it will go further beyond. And that still applies. It's just starting instead of 200% base, it's now 135% instead of double. So critical hit chance over 100% will grant up to 65% additional critical hit damage. So that is the part that I feel like people don't understand about this move here, is that the critical hit chance over 100% will grant up to 65% additional critical hit damage. Because I've seen people commenting that wouldn't it actually hurt us eventually if we have enough critical hit chance that dropping it by that 65% is going to like actually lower damage, whereas in reality it's never going to, because it's just going to convert that extra 65 extra critical hit damage for you. So any critical hit chance that you actually have on your character is actually good. And getting to 65% critical hit chance is just at the moment impossible. I don't know the exact number that we can get to based on the high rolls of gears. The highest I've seen people is like 20% critical hit chance base. That's being converted to critical hit damage for you, so you're fine. And going anywhere over that cap, that 65% cap, is just literally impossible. So it's always going to be better. Also, when it comes to the banner, people run Commander, which is on a legendary helm. So the Holy Banner now moves with you for its duration, but it's reduced to 6 seconds. This is totally fine because most scenarios in PvE, when you're going to be teaming with someone, they're quick burst windows, whether it be a boss's animation frame or you're just killing elite packs, but you're moving across. So this cooldown is really not that big of a deal. You pretty much have a 70% uptime of this ability. So 70% of the time, you're going to be doing 100% critical hit chance. You know, you're going to be critting 100% of the time, 70% of the time. So it's really good, especially in impactful moments. If you time your cooldowns correctly, essentially every phase of a boss encounter, you're always going to have this 100% critical hit chance, which is amazing. Now that we know that it converts, let's talk about ways to increase our damage from there. The main way to do that is going to be through armor penetration. You can do it through normal gems. You can also get it from Legacy of Haradrim. The big point to understand when it comes to this is going to be the threshold you need to cross. So ignore some enemy armor and increases critical hit damage. Your armor penetration, in my case scenario, so 671 is 150 higher than the Hell 4 difficulty arbitrary cap that they set for armor penetration. But what that's doing is increasing my critical hit damage by 39%. So for most classes, yes, you get extra critical hit damage, but you don't really take advantage of it too much because you probably have on average 10 to 15% critical hit chance for your class. But as a Crusader, or if you team up with a Crusader, you're going to be taking advantage of this so often that it's just so much better to make sure you're at least going over here, because the amount of increase, it's like an exponential curve. So if you're just a little bit over the cap, you're going to get like 11%. But as you slowly go up, I have 150 points over, I'm only getting 39%. And then I would need like 200 something points over if I want to get closer to the 50% theoretical cap that you can get at a certain area here. But 50% critical hit damage, that's insane, especially when you factor in all of the other pieces here. So like, normally you get 3% when you're doing the Reforged stuff. That's only the max you can possibly go. So I got 3% there, 3% there. I got another 3% here. So, you know, a total of 18% potentially in Reforged stones. And then when you look at actual gear themselves, the max I've seen is 6%. Let me find one with 6%. So see how this one has 3% critical hit damage. This one has 6%. So this is the highest I've ever seen it go. So it's very difficult to be able to get to anywhere close to 39% that you can get in armor pen. So it's by far the most effective way to get critical hit damage. And if you're a Crusader, or if you team up with a Crusader, then you're going to be taking advantage of it all the time. So it's probably the biggest damage boost you could possibly get. And this stuff is all farmable. So the normal gems, you can farm these 6 of them a day in the hidden layers, 12 of them per day. If you team up with a party of 4, those 12 per day you can actually sell on the marketplace. The 6 are going to be bound to your account. Also in Legacy of Herodrum, you do that once per day, and then you will get the stones to be able to upgrade the section there. So those are going to be the main ways to get each of those things. Also, another thing that I like to do is in the Paragon trees, there's a lot of free armor pin essentially. You can get some here, 25 points at the essentially end of Vanquisher here. I got the 100 points there. And then in Treasure Hunter, you can get some here. You get 60 points right here. And then also just a little bit, you can get 20 points right here in the beginning of Gladiator. Keep that in mind when it comes to it. Getting some free points in these things actually is impactful, whether it be you're teaming with a Crusader or you are the Crusader yourself. Because the one thing that I'm really shocked about is the amount of damage Crusaders can do. Like, they're so nuts. And I started playing this class thinking that I was just going to be a temporary stopgap, and then I was going to farm all these dungeons as fast as possible and come back to a Demon Hunter. And I'm really starting to consider sticking with Crusader because it's just so strong, especially from a PvE standpoint. And I believe they're also pretty strong in PvP too. I don't know how crazy strong melee classes are going to be there, but so far so good in my experience in playing this. I'm usually topping the charts in against other classes when it comes to like the raids where you get the achievement at the end there where the top 3 people get the Chest of Glory. I've been topping that a ton, and I'm giving everyone else 100% crit chance. So it's like I thought I was going to be hitting like a noodle, but at least giving everyone crit. Whereas Crusaders actually hit really hard. You know, when you combine all the dots they put on the ground and then the constant critting. I just wanted to explain this thing here and also maximize it for everyone around, because I'm giving the banner to everyone, so I want them to be doing as much damage as possible, because the amount of difference when you actually have people that have optimized damage versus the people that don't in these dungeons that take a million years to do, and we've grinded like an hour straight and we maybe get like 1 to 2 drops. So like every little second matters in doing those dungeons, because I want to be able to get all these set items for, you know, content here and be able to try all this stuff out. And it's just been a rough experience, and I just want people to do as much damage as possible, because you really start to notice it over the course of many runs here. Hopefully you can get these dungeons going here. This is the best move in the game in my opinion, and hopefully this helps you guys out in understanding it better and also increasing your damage. So let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions, and with that guys, I'm out of here. Peace.